everybody. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
It's a good-looking group. Do me a favor, turn your left, turn your right, say, hey, you look good, but I look a whole lot better. Go ahead. No, tell them. Go ahead. Say, you look good, but I look a whole lot better. Tell your neighbor.
All right, you look good, but I look a lot better.
Only one neighbor, though. You don't got to tell the whole world. Not everybody knows. So, pretty good stories. How many of you guys like hearing great stories of people that have accomplished something special in their life? How many of you guys like hearing stories like that? I personally love hearing real stories about what's happening to somebody, whether it be their body, whether it be what's happening to their waistline, whether it be what's happening to their relationship because of how they feel, or whether it's happening to somebody's finances, like the folks that you just got a chance to hear from. I now live locally here, so I live in South Beach, so it's easy for me to get down the street here and get together with a group like you guys a little bit more frequently than it is for me to get to some of the other areas in North America with our company. So happy to be in Miami. I guess I'm not a Miami native, I'm a Miami transplant. Happy to be a Miami transplant. If you guys will continue to have me, I'm going to keep coming and keep showing up. My background's real simple. I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I have a very blue-collar, middle-class upbringing. All four of my grandparents, they worked at the exact same factory, and it just kind of had a trickle-down effect. My cousins, my brothers, my dad, they all worked at the same factory. All of my family suffered from the same generational disease passed out from generation to generation. Does anybody have a hereditary disease, high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes passed down from generation to generation? My family suffers from chronic bronchitis. Anybody know what that is? Anyone else's family suffers from chronic bronchitis? I'm in the rich room tonight. That's good. Let's try that. Let's see who the honest people are. Does anybody else's family suffer from chronic bronchitis from generation to generation? Well, mine definitely did. And we were just the type of family where we had the roof over our head and food on the table. We had everything that we needed, right? But we didn't have everything that we wanted. And you knew this. You knew there was something with money when you were a kid, 4 years old, 5 years old. You'd go to a store, you'd pick up a toy, and your parents would say, "You don't what? Need that." You're like, "Well, I'm 4. I really don't need much. It's a G.I. Joe. I just really want it, right?" So you really start to begin to realize that you don't need that really means we can't what? Afford it. We can't afford it. So I decided at a very young age I wanted to be quote-unquote rich one day. And there's no education program for that. So there's not a Wealth 101 course. Raise your hand if you would have attended Wealth 101 if it was a class, right? I would have sat in the front row, paper to pen, taking down notes. And there is a Wealth 101. It's at the dinner table of a wealthy family. And I didn't attend Wealth 101 at our dinner table. I attended Middle Class 101. So I looked at the television set and said, okay, how do you get rich? You can be an actor or actress. You can be a singer or a rock star. You can be a rapper. You can do something illegal, or you can be a professional athlete. Those are pretty much your 5 options if you want to be rich one day. Well, I can't act, can't sing, can't rhyme. I'm not a good liar, so illegal was out. So that pretty much left sports. So I went on and played college baseball. And while I was playing college baseball, I was introduced to the word called entrepreneurship. And I literally had no idea that the word entrepreneurship even existed. I was never taught it once in all of school. But when I found out you could become an entrepreneur, and it was the #1 way that people created wealth in the world, I was in. I said, how do I become an entrepreneur? I got started with a company in this particular industry that we're talking about tonight. And I got started at age 18, and I was not successful at it at first. But by the time I was 22, I was in a position where I was making about $30,000 a month. And that's a really good month for a 22-year-old, right? Anytime you can make more in thousands per month than you are old, that's a really good month. Especially when you're like Ibrahim's age. When you get to his age, that's a really good month, right? So I had moved from Michigan to California. I developed this really strange allergy that I know all of you guys can relate to. I became allergic to snow. Who knows what I'm talking about, right? Allergic to snow, and I was out of there. And I literally lived 2 houses from the beach in Huntington Beach, California. And I would wake up every day, Monday through Friday, purposely Monday through Friday, at about 8:30. I'd walk down to the water, I'd touch my toes in the water and say, today I beat the system, Monday. I'd come back the next day, today I beat the system, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? And I could look to the right, I could see all the way to Santa Monica, I could look to the left and see all the way to Dana Point, and there was literally nobody anywhere on the beaches. Where was everybody at 8:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday? Working. Right? It was just like me and a couple of homeless guys, and we were high-fiving the whole time. We were excited to be there, right? You know, and everybody who did not know me automatically assumed I was one of two things. They said, all right, he makes a lot of money, he doesn't seem to work, he's at the beach all the time, he's young, he drives a nice car. He's either a rich kid, because there's a ton of rich kids in Orange County, California, and if he's not a rich kid, then he must be a what?
Drug dealer.
No, a supermodel. He must be a supermodel. No? Okay. This guy here, people crack his mouth, he's like, not a supermodel. No, and obviously, I'm joking, but they all thought that, well, if he's that young, success at that age either has to be given to him or done illegally because it's just not what? Starts with a P. Possible. Oh, it's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. So I went on an all-out personal mission to show people that it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. But here's the fine line. Where those people were right is that it's not possible with what they were doing. So in a sense, they were right. That type of success at that age, let alone any age, $30,000 a month with time freedom, that's not possible in a traditional setting. And all of them were in a traditional setting. So what I want to share with you guys is if you're working the wrong system, then you're right, it's not possible. But if you're an entrepreneur, it is possible. And what we are here, guys, is a group of people that aspire to be or have become entrepreneurs and are teaching others how to be entrepreneurs as well using a great system. That's it. And that means it is possible. Now, it still cracks me up today when people come up to me and they're like, oh yeah, well, not everybody's going to make it. And I'm looking at them like, no kidding, you're brilliant, right? And guess what? Not everybody's going to make it in real estate. And not everybody's going to make it in insurance. And not everybody's going to... You know what? 9 out of 10 businesses fail in their first 3 years. Should we tell every small business owner that they should not start a business because it's more likely than not that they're going to fail? Should we tell them not to start a business? No. If we told them not to start a business, that would make us another country. That would not make us the land of the free. That would not make us America. That would make us a country that does not allow for you to become an entrepreneur. See, guys, it's not about a guarantee. It's about a possibility. If you're looking for a guarantee, go get a job. If you're looking for a possibility, become an entrepreneur. If you're looking for a ceiling of, I know I'm going to make this every month for the rest of my life, if you want a ceiling, go get a job. If you want time freedom and financial freedom, get a possibility. Well, not everyone's going to make it. Okay, well, should we go down to all the kids playing Little League Baseball and tell them all to quit because they're not all going to make it to the pros? It's not about if they're all going to make it or not going to make it. It's about the dream. It's about the what? Possibility. Some of you here tonight are the people that are in search of a possibility, right? You're filled up with drive. You're filled up with big dreams. You're filled up with work ethic. You want to make something happen. You're anxious. You're excited. You want to be let loose on a possibility. Do I have, and I react to noise and energy, do I have anybody like that in the room today?
Yes.
The guy that was still sitting there like this, I apologize for your wife dragging you down here tonight. You're not quite here for a possibility, and I understand. And I know it's the angry face person. You know, the angry face, like, don't give me the angry face. I didn't drag you down here. Give him the person that dragged you down. Now you guys do realize this isn't television. I can see you, just like you can see me. So, anyways, so for those of you guys that are here for possibility, here's what I'm most fired up about. You know, when you're looking for a possibility, you then have to begin evaluating possibilities. I got an email today from a guy who decided to join our company. For the last 6 months, he evaluated 83 companies in our industry to determine that, yes, we are indeed the #1 possibility out there. Boom! And I said, well, thank you for the research, but on the flip side, do you realize our company has doubled 2 times in the last 6 months? 6 months ago, I had people that hadn't joined the company today make $40,000 to $50,000 a month while you were evaluating. While you were putting, I could have saved you the time 6 months ago and told you we were #1. I could have saved you all that great research. But on the flip side, yet another person who's a self-proclaimed expert in our industry said, yeah, they're the best one out there. And I'm the type of person that says, don't give me your biased opinion. Give me facts. Give me data. Numbers don't lie, people do. Numbers don't lie, people do. Documentation beats conversation. I mean, how many of you guys hate people that just talk about, and they talk themselves in circles? You're like, just give me some documentation here, right? Who knows what I'm talking about, right? Yes. So that's kind of what I stand for. That's what I'm about. Like, give people documentation. They're smart people. They can figure it out. I mean, if they can say, okay, I get the math here, let's go for it. And the ones that don't get it, I don't know, maybe they're not really looking for a strong possibility. So let's evaluate some of what you guys have heard tonight in the form of numbers, and we'll be done. Number 1, what is it that we do as a company? We're the #1 health and fitness transformation platform in the world. We're the #1 challenge on the planet. Which means, what is the #1 thing that service we're providing? We're providing a solution to the #1 epidemic in the world today. The #1 epidemic, right? I'm talking about when you go to bed at night, you're worried about maybe your credit card bill, or you're worried about this or that. I'm talking about where you have a company that's focused on the #1 epidemic in the world today. What's the #1 epidemic in the world today?
Obesity.
That's the #1 epidemic. So is there a marketplace for what we provide? Yes. It's the #1 marketplace because it's the #1 epidemic in the world today. Which also means you can feel real good about what you're providing, because all you're doing is providing a service to help lower or decrease the #1 epidemic in the world today. How many of you guys will gladly cash a check that's directly correlated to helping lower the #1 epidemic in the world today? Okay, so in terms of business analysis, you go, okay, obviously there's a need. It's the #1 epidemic. I'm not here telling you guys, look, I got a great idea. We're going to sell these things. They're called 8-tracks. And we're going to get them out there in the marketplace. Or even, hey, I got these little things that are called CDs. It's going to be a great... No, guys, people don't even use CDs anymore. You may still, a couple of you guys, but that's yesterday's news. When I talk about solving the #1 problem in the world, I'm not talking about, guys, we're going to solve the problem of polio. That's already been solved, right? That vaccination was solved years ago. We're talking about right now attacking the #1 epidemic in the world today. Now, the cause for that #1 epidemic is not, it's passed on from generation to generation. It's not on Big Bo. That's not the cause, right? The cause is choices. The cause is choices. And a lot of those choices are driven by speed and convenience and finances. Speed and convenience and finances. Let's do a quick check-in. How many of you own or live on a farm? Please raise your hand. One guy. How many of you guys had relatives 100 years ago that lived on a farm? Please raise your hand. So did I. So the world has changed over the last 100 years. 90% of you said, all my family was raised or lived on a farm 100 years ago. And now today, one guy did. Okay? That means, wow, the world is drastically different. How many of you are on the run all the time for yourself, your children, your family? How many of you guys are on the run all the time? Ah, look at that. So you mean you didn't wake up, walk out, feed the pigs, feed the chickens, decide to pluck one, eat it, and then get your vegetables from... No. You did. You had to rush to the office, you got stuck in traffic, you ran downstairs to the Starbucks, you grabbed a Franco Lapachone Latte Mappuccino, and maybe you grabbed a croissant with some extra chocolate on top, and you ran upstairs and said, I'm ready for work! Right? And then you got done with work, you had to quick go pick the kids up and get them to soccer practice before they were late to soccer practice. So you rushed over to the house, you threw them in the house, you pulled their clothes up, you pulled their soccer outfits out, you threw them back in the back of the minivan, you slammed on the gas, you went through a drive-thru, you threw the food over your head, literally hit them in the face, they fell in your lap, they started eating, and then you threw them out the door and into soccer practice. And this is our lives. Speed and convenience. So the food that we're looking for is what type of food? Fast. Hence, fast food. Unfortunately, 99.9% of all fast food is not good for you. So the more of this we're consuming, and the more of this we're consuming because of the result of our lifestyle choices, because of the fact that we're on the road all the time, we're eating terrible food choices, fast food, and we're not exercising. Because 100 years ago, you were doing this. Right? You're like, I gotta go plow the field. When you plow the field, do you really need to go to the weight room after you went and plow the field? No. But if you sit in front of a computer all day long like this, do you need to go to the weight room? Yes. But I can't find the time. 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 So the number one problem in the world today is what again?
Obesity.
Because we can't find the time. And we want food that's what?
Fast.
So what do? We provide a solution to the number one problem by providing a choice that is 1,000 times healthier than traditional fast food, and then it solves the second problem. The other reason why we choose these options is because it is less expensive. We choose fast food, many of you, because it's less expensive. So it's less expensive and it's fast. Hey, 2 for 2. So what if we could provide a solution to somebody that's less expensive and it's fast? So our meal replacement shake is a healthier, significantly healthier alternative to KFC, Long John Silver's, Taco Bell, Burger King, McDonald's cardiac arrest in a box. They don't call it supersize you for nothing, right? So when you start to line this stuff up, you go, holy cow, this makes a lot of sense. Yes! But here's the key. It must taste good. If it doesn't taste good, nobody's going to use it. It has to taste good or nobody. The only people who will use it if it tastes good are like the ultra tree huggers who like eat tree bark and like, it's so good, right? Like, no, it's tree bark. Oh, you just put it in the salt powder, agave. Right? It's still tree bark with agave. It's terrible. Right? So it has to taste good or nobody's going to use it. Make some noise if you've tried our shake and you like the way it tastes. I mean, the funnest thing is with kids. I mean, they just think, hey, have this for dessert. They're like, oh, I love it. It's ice cream. They got no idea it's good for them, right? So there's the fast food solution. There's the cost-saving solution. Number one problem in the world today. So guys, this should be making sense to you in terms of making a business decision as an entrepreneur. But let's find out if it's working. Well, 115,000 people, write that number down. 115,000 people, brand new, joined the challenge last month. Just last month, 115,000 people joined the challenge last month. Now let me give you guys a reference point. Last year, 565,000 people joined the challenge. So far this year, in 2 months, 223,000 people have joined the challenge, brand new, in January and February. Last year, 564,000. Last year, we were the number one fastest growing company in our industry. What do you think we're going to be this year? Now, if you're still missing the connection between you and starting a business and providing this, that means somebody earned for 115,000 people making a purchase. Somebody got a check for that. 115,000 people made a purchase, and somebody got a check for that. Let me tell you who did not get a check for that. Joe Montana, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Wayne Gretzky, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Ozzie Guillen, none of them got a check for those 115,000 times somebody made an order last month. What we do is we take all the money that Michael, LeBron, Dwayne, and all these guys would have got for standing on TV and lying about something they don't use. Oh, what, you still think Tiger Woods drives a Cadillac? I'm sorry, what was that? I was the other way around. A Buick. You still think Tiger Woods drives a Buick? No, what's he drive? A Cadillac, sorry. He don't drive a Buick, but he used to stand there like, I love Buick, you all should get one, right? What am I getting at? All of that advertising budget that goes to these multi-millionaires to stand on TV and lie about something they don't use, guess what we do? We give it to you. We give it to people to tell the truth about something they do use. So when the Sawani family loses 140 pounds, are you up to now, between the three of you? Yeah. When the Sawani family loses 140 pounds, they can tell everyone about it and get paid for that. How many guys wouldn't mind us redirecting millions and millions of dollars every single month away from Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, and Joe Montana to you, your friends, and family? Who'd be okay? Yeah. So I should have answered another question, which was, well, where's all this money come from? 115,000 people bought something, and we didn't give the money to LeBron. We gave it to the Sawani family, right? For losing 140 pounds. We gave it to the people that you saw standing in front of the people that were directors, the people that were regional directors. See, this is really basic stuff, but if you can get this, if you can understand it, you go, holy cow. I'm not choosing a possibility, I'm choosing the possibility. And there's a difference between choosing a possibility and choosing the possibility. The possibility gives you the best shot to get to where you want to go, hopefully that's your dreams, the fastest possible way with the least amount of, not restriction, but least amount of resistance. The possibility gives you the best shot of getting where you want to go, the fastest possible way with the least amount of resistance. Will it still be difficult? Yes! I didn't say there'd be no resistance. I said there'd be less resistance. I think it's more likely that you can make $100,000 a year with us than you can making $100,000 a year selling CDs. There's just more resistance there. I think it's more likely that you can make $100,000 a year with us than you could becoming a loan officer right now. That's just my opinion. I believe we are the best possibility for the average person out there today, and our numbers are proving that. I'm going to give you one last piece of data, and I'll be done. Our company has grown, and I can only give you up to December 31st of last year. Is that correct? Yes. We're part of a publicly traded company, so I cannot tell you what's happened in January and February until the company that we're a part of posts their quarterly earnings reports in April. So I'll give you up until December 31st of last year. We grew from January 2010 until November 2011 for 23 straight months, double-digit compounded growth every single month with the exception of December 2010. Now, there's two types of people in this room. People that get numbers and people that don't. The people that get numbers were like, wow. The people that don't get numbers, it's like, I'm going to smile and nod just because everyone else is. So for those of you guys that don't get numbers, you typically are more into pictures, right? You're like, draw me a picture. So I'm going to draw everybody a picture real quick, but I'm going to need everyone's help. I need you guys to rattle off for me 23 months in a row. It'll be quick. It'll take 10 seconds. Every time you see my hand do this, just say another month. Start with January and do 23 months all the way to November 2011. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
So here's your picture. Okay? Now I can tell for some of you, you still don't know what that picture is, right? So we're going to make this one real easy. This right here, good. That right there, not bad. So let's do a little economics history over the last 24 months. Real estate industry. The mortgage industry. The banking industry. The automotive industry. The construction industry. The home building industry. The insurance industry. The pharmaceutical industry.
Down.
Every industry related to the industries that I just mentioned. The U.S. economy, the world economy, at the exact same time, with the exact same problems, with the exact same people, the Body by Bye Challenge. Everyone should be able to get that. It doesn't matter how skeptical or analytical you are, you can't deny this while the rest of the world is this. We are the possibility. Grab a hold of it and get started. In closing, I want to recommend to you guys just a couple quick things. Can I grab all these? Thank you. A couple of the guys said Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. If I were you, know, brand new, I'd be like, dude, I just drove down for a shake from the top. Really good at Kansas City. I barely made it to the DoubleTree. And I can relate with that, right? I get that. That makes sense to me. I'm like, if I was you, I'd probably say the same thing. However, if I was saying to you, hey, this is World's Gym, and you wanted to buy one that's $2 million, would you go to whatever event they were having to evaluate whether or not you were going to spend $2 million to buy the World's Gym? Yes. Probably. Probably. So what I'm going to share with you guys is, if you want to meet all the owners in the company, all the management team, the entire scientific advisory board, you want to meet the founders, you want to meet Blythe, you want to meet all the top money earners, the top trainers, the Body by Bye champions, the new Body by Bye champions that are about to be crowned, the celebs we're working with, what else? The new announcements and rollouts. We're going to roll something out in March that's going to change our industry forever, yet again. I know, you said that last time. Well, was I right? Watch what happens this time. We're going to roll something out again that's just going to be like, you got to be kidding me. And everyone in the industry who's been trying to copy us the last 2 years is going to go, well, how do we copy that? So, this is the reasons why you want to be there. Plus, there's going to be 15,000 other people just like you, and have you go, if they can do this, so can I. I want to be, I want to be as open with you guys as possible. If you said to me, I can either get started tonight or go to this. What should I do? I'd tell you to go to this. I don't get paid off an airline ticket or a hotel room. I just know that if you were to get started tonight and you don't go to this, I might not ever see you again. But I know if you don't get started tonight and you do go to this, I'm going to see a lot of you. I just know for a fact I'm going to see a lot of you, right? My number one advice I can give to any of you guys, whether you've been with us for 10 minutes or 2 years, is get here, get here, get here. And once you're there, you'll get it. You'll be like, oh, I understand why you wanted me to get here. In one short sentence, I can sum it up for you so that everyone can understand. Has anybody ever been to a concert before of anyone that they really enjoy? A great performance. When you listen to the CD, was it the same experience for you than when you were there listening to them live in concert?
No.
You can't bottle it up and take it home. So just let me know what they say. I can't bring it home for you. You have to be there to experience, and then you're just lit on fire. When you're lit on fire, people will come from miles to watch you. Okay? I said earlier, you're one of 3 types of people. If you're the first or second type of person, you're like, no, I was serious. I almost didn't come here. I just wanted to shake. Shut up. I thank you for bearing with us the last half hour. Grab this sheet of paper, check a box, and get started. Welcome to the challenge. We appreciate you being one of those folks that wants to do something for your body the next 90 days. There's a money-back guarantee, so there's no reason not to get started tonight if you just want to get in the challenge. If it doesn't work, send empty bottles back to us. We'll give you your money back. Well, I got to go home and check with my wife. Ladies in the room, does your man have to call and check with you if he wants to lose weight? No. She'd be like, okay, Finally, let's go. Let's do it. And ladies in the room, you don't have to check with us either. If you want to get started, we're not going to be mad at you. Get started, right? Type 3 person. I want us to get started promoting the challenge. You want to go through a getting started training. You know what tonight? Tonight, they're doing a getting started training. We'll take a 5-minute break, and for those of you guys that are the type 3 people, you're going to want to know what to do next. It takes 20 more minutes of your time to go through it. Hey, if you want to know what to do next, we need 20 more minutes of your time. It's going to teach you what to do and what to say leaving here tonight so that you can make $500 to $1,000 in the next 7 to 14 days. Anybody up for making $500 to $1,000 in the next 7 to 14 days? Stick around. We're going to teach you exactly what to do that. Freddie Galero is more than capable to teach you how to do that. He's got, how many regional directors do you have in your team?
310, I think.
He's got 310 people making an average of $1,500 a month extra in their life, just in his team alone. Give him a round of applause. I love how when he gave the answer, he acted like he didn't know. It's like, oh, I don't know, 310.5 or so. Give or take. If you're a type 3 person, grab this sheet of paper. Fill this out right. Excuse me. Flip this over right here. Fill this out right here, and get started as a promoter. I said on the DVD, and I'll say it again, there's nothing to think about. You already know if you got to make more money. You already know if you got to put your kids through college. You already know if you need a new BMW. There's nothing to check. I already did all the fact checking for you. It's checked. Some guy did a report for 6 months to tell us today that we were #1. Yeah. While he was fact checking for the last 6 months, Ibrahim Sawani went from $4,000 a month to $20,000 a month. Milton, when did you join the company?
November 10, 2010.
November 10, 2010. What year are we? So he was in month 6 of his business while this guy was starting to fact check and was doubling his business over that next 6 months. Right? How many of you guys were not, is there any ambassador or presidential or national that was not in the company 6 months ago? In the room? Right here. You guys just, what rank are you guys? National directors right here. Give them a round of applause. Woo-hoo! This means on average they make $2,500 to $3,500 a month, which is cool. Hey, it may be more. They may be above the average. And, maybe you and your household, you're not going to be rich with an extra $3,000 a month, but who'll gladly cash a check every month, right? 6 months ago, they weren't in the company. 6 months now, later or less, they're making an extra $3,000 a month on average. There's no more fact checking. Grab the paper, grab the pen, get started. If you're a type 3 person, stick around. I cannot wait to meet and see every single one of you type 3 people in Kansas City, Missouri on the 24th of this month. I appreciate your time, guys. We'll take a 5-minute break.